The movie starts in a small country of Illyria, where the royals' family elder children get the royal status, while their second-born royals do not get the royal status. Sam is the second-born royal, so she is not treated as a princess by anyone, while her elder sister gets everything what she wishes. Her elder sister is treated as a princess. Sam always remains in affliction. She began to face troubles from that time when her father, a king, was died in an airplane. After this, Sam's mother had taken the charge of the whole state Illyria. It is known that Sam's elder sister, who has a status of princess, she was going to reach at the age of 18 years old after a few months. At this age, she was going to be crowned of Queen of Illyria. It means that she took the charge as a Queen of Illyria after her mother, while Sam was overlooked. She used to spend her life an ordinary girl, not like the princess. She has befriended the ordinary kids. There was also Mike among them. She could easily move anywhere along with them. It revealed through this story, as there was a royal system in Illyria, where king holds the charge of everything, where the second-born royal was considered nothing. So Sam had disliking for this system. So this was the cause that she used to catch the attention of others while playing the rock music. She was convincing the nation of Illyria for the voting system. Sam also used to skate, and she had also violated a traffic signal while skating. So SH is arrested by the police officers. Then she is brought to her mother after bailing her, where she politely says to her mother, the nation is quite dissatisfied from this state's government. And the queen was overlooking her words by saying, they are only minority strata who dislike it. So there are rare people who have dissatisfaction from this. The scene shifts from here, and a prison was being shown here, where a prisoner is given an apple. As he bites that apple, from which a transmitter is extracted, as he fixes it in his secret device, then the lock had opened easily with its help, which was set with his neck, and he had freed from that prison. After this, Sam was being seen again, who was rehearsing for a concert with her friend Mike. They were talking with each other. Then Sam senses the smell of garlic from her friend's mouth. Sam's friend is left shocked because he had taken garlic food 2 days ago. He was wanting to talk with Sam about something, but she moves ahead, taking no notice. She goes into her room where she had saved her father's memories. She was missing her father, casting glance on all those things. She was missing that time when she with her father used to spend time together. It was still in her memory that her father used to call her snowflakes, because she was exceptional for her father. The scene moves into the current time in a party which had been arranged for Sam's elder sister. Sam was also in the same party, but she remembers all of a sudden that she had given her words to Mike to attend any party. She immediately goes to meet her friend, changing herself into a rock girl and telling a lie to her mother. But they are not allowed to enter, reaching the location of party, because both had no identity cards. Suddenly, they glimpse some workers who were entering the same building from a secret door, and Sam glimpses their door passcode, standing at a distance of 1 km, but Mike had seen nothing there, and he was so surprised on the powers of Sam. They enter the building later and enjoy the party. Sam again overlooks Mike's conversation, and they both rejoice the party, going there. Now, Sam had stated to hear all sounds of the party during it, where she was listening the high music sound of the minor heartbeat sound. Even she was also hearing the buzzing sound of the flies. She had worried on all these things. Now, she was feeling dizzy. She wanted to stop all sounds, but she could not. So she activates the fire alarm set in the party. Due to this, all run away. Party is spoiled and she is again arrested because of her blunder. Mike tells her here, he is feeling something wrong from that time, when you had smelt the food that I had taken before 2 days. They are freed from the cell after the sometime. Their parents had come to take them. Later, Sam was being sent to a summer school by her mother Queen, so that she may focus on her missing study while going there. After this, the same prisoner is shown who had fled from that prison in past. He calls his partner secretly. He was complimenting his partner to hide the transmitter into an apple. It had been exposed through their conversation. It was actually Queen who caused their imprisonment. Now he was thinking to take revenge from the Queen. After it, Sam was being seen in the summer school, where she meets January, who was like her as second-born royal. There were also many other second-born royals. Then their summer school teacher arrives. Professor tells them, all the students sitting here, they are all second-born royals. You all have some abilities and superhuman powers, about which you also have no awareness. He tells them, this summer school's purpose is the training of yours. It is for their secret society, where they will all live together. The name of that society is Secret Society of Second-Born Royals. It is revealed to them here. In fact, Queen is the manipulator of this society. She was Sam, who felt surprised at first, hearing this. She tells the mission of this society. Second-born royals have a great responsibility. They all have to protect King and Queen, using their superhuman powers. The bad news for all of them comprised if they did not use their extra powers, or they remained unsuccessful in their training, then their memories will automatically removed. The memory which had the abilities of superpowers. The first task is assigned to them later, as there were many blocks in one of the facilities, and they have to move to a pyramid. It was not drop in a bucket, what they were considering, because there were fixed laser guns in this facility. That royal member was shot down with that laser gun in case of taking a wrong move. But they had got the awareness about their superhuman powers while exercising their activity. Roxana knows about her power that she may disappear herself at any time. Tuma had known that he can manipulate the people after hypnotizing them, while Sam's power included as her all senses, as listening and smell had become sharper. She could sense her environment faster than the other people, so she was so speedy. They had lost their first assigned task here, in which they had to reach a pyramid. But all other kids had also detected their powers coming outside, as January had the power to grab the superhuman power of others with a single touch. Other boy named Matteo, standing at a little distance, he could control the action of the insects. Next day, they are seen in a specific uniform. Now Professor was training each student according to his superhuman power, where Sam is sent to a noisy place of different sounds, and she had to get a grip in her listening skill. And she had to listen her needed or required sound from all sounds. Tuma was given a dog who had the power of possessing other people, so he may train that dog after possessing it. Roxana was being trained to release her superhuman power in the harsh weather. It means that she was being trained to make her invisible in any situation, while Matteo was taking training to control the insects. January, who had the ability to possess the other's superhuman power, she is sent to a pool along with a girl who had the ability to inhale in the water. Professor was still testing all of them, as he had given the poisonous food to Sam, so she may detect that poisonous meal using her senses. Sam is seen with her mother later, where her mother was teaching her some techniques to control her superhuman power. After this, it is seen that all students of this school had mastered in matter of controlling their powers, except Roxana, who had the power of turning herself invisible. Sam also clears the test when the professor takes her test, where many sounds had been played at a time, and she had detected each sound correctly, with which this sound belongs and from where it is being played. Matteo had also skilled to control the bugs, and other boy had also trained the dog perfectly, while January could also inhale in the water easily. There was only Roxana who was not achieving the positive results in training, so Professor threatens her, saying that he will post her video on her social media account with the tangled hair and without makeup. But Roxana was not willing to appear before her admirers in such a worse condition. She makes her invisible before the live streaming. It indicated that she has also got ability to control her superpower. They had trained to a large extent. Even they had taken the training more except getting control on their superpowers. Now all kids were sleeping in their rooms at night. Then Sam plans to attend a concert with her friend Mike. Meanwhile, Professor enters their room and tells all that time has approached now. We have to carry out our duties. The first task, which was assigned to you, was protecting the robbery of jewelry. They reach that place, and Sam detects this at first, using her senses, from where is the robber approaching. They chase the robber and come to know that there was a trainer of January who was training her to inhale her in the water. Actually, they had been trapped and the jewelry had been robbed before they come back there. It means they had unsucceeded to protect that robbery of jewelry. Their professor had become so desperate from them now, and he postpones the next day training. Sam says sorry to Mike while calling him. She cannot attend any concert. Next day was their off day, so they decide to go somewhere together. January and Sam had befriended closely now. Sam takes January to her palace and shows that studio created for her by her father. Mike arrives there all of a sudden as they both are talking, and he had gone worried witnessing that her friend is rejoicing without him. As they begin to leave then, that prisoner is seen fleeing from cell at the start of the movie. He attacks both girls. He holds Sam with one of his hands, and he strangles January with his another hand power, pushing her with a wall. After a time, they had succeeded to free themselves from that prisoner. That prisoner had called Sam with the name Snowflakes while escaping, the name which was used to call her by her father. Then she suspects either he is her father, but he was died in reality. So Professor relaxes her, but Sam is not convinced by him. Sam rather begins to go after him, and she had finally caught him in the prisoner. Professor had also come here to save Sam here. Professor rescues Sam, making as many identicals. Now Professor himself had injured and he had been hospitalized. Sam's mother exposes to her the man who has called her Snowflakes. He is no one else but her uncle. She had imprisoned here because he had killed Sam's father for coronation. Hearing this, Sam talks to meet with his uncle, and she is affirmed after meeting with him as he is really her uncle. He tells her his real intention was not to occupy his throne after killing him, but the purpose was to end this monarchy, so all may live equally. He tells, I waited a lot of the changing thought of your father, that his though may have a turn and he may end this system. But it never happened, so I killed your father. After this, Sam meets with her sister who was telling her that, I will bring a change in this royal system after my coronation. Sam agreed with her, and all the students with her set themselves on this mission, that they will take the charge of the security of Princess Coronation. Sam meets with her professor at night and also asks apology from him, because she had put his life into risk, not agreeing with him. Professor forgives Sam here, and Princess Coronation is started. Then it is observed that all couples of the world had attended this coronation. Tuma feels in this coronation that he is not getting ability to employ his power of convincing the people. Whereas it is exposed that January has grabbed his superpower. Using his superpower, she possesses a security guard and releases Sam's uncle from the prison. It is known here that she has a partnership with Sam's uncle from the very beginning. It was she who had used this apple chip technique through which he had freed from the prison before. After this, she had moved to her other companions, and she had carried them to the prison while possessing them, and she had imprisoned them in place of Sam's uncle. When the enchantment is broken, then they come to know that they are imprisoned, and she is Sam who is not there. So Matteo, who could control the bugs, he reports Sam about January through a fly. Now Sam also traces her uncle, using her superpowers, and she chases him instantly. The coronation of princess had begun in the palace, while Sam's uncle were going to kill all descendants of King outside with the help of a device. Sam also knows here that January is also with the treachery of her uncle. She quickly moves to her friend Mike and asks help from him. Being angry, Mike does not listen to her at first, but when she tells, she is in a great trouble. Then he gets ready to help her. They bring January to a specific location while entrapping her, where January confesses she is with treachery of Sam's uncle, so that she may get the throne in place of Sam's sister. Hearing this, Mike throws a big block on her head from the upside. She loses her consciousness because of this. After this, she was going to stop her uncle with her other friends. They are able to carry that man to a specific room in some way, where they had made a little chamber to weaken the powers of that man. He programs a given device after trapping that man. In it, Sam's uncle had been entrapped now. Coronation was over in the palace now. Now the princess had become the queen of Illyria legally. After the fulfillment of this mission, Roxana, Matteo, Sam, and Tuma had finally been included in the secret society, where their professor had also returned after being healed. New Queen had also informed about this secret society. She was feeling so proud after meeting her sister. She promises her that she will create the parliament system with the royal one which Sam wanted from the start of movie. Later, they all four second-born royals are seen in their secret facility, where they are told that the trainee with them, whose name is January, she has escaped from the prison, and she has challenged all four of them that search her if someone has courage. Now, they were all on this new mission, and the film completes on this scene.